The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 10th chapter, text number 3, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 13th of March, 1975, in Tehran, Iran.
Nisamma bhismoktamathachutuktam pravita vijnana vidhuta vibhrama Satha sagamindra ivajitasrayo purid lupantam anajanuvartita. Now, how Yudhisthira Maharaj, he was unwilling to accept the kingdom, because he thought that for me, so many men have been killed in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So, I am so sinful, I am not fit for the throne. But all the great personalities like Bhismadeva, Lord Krsna, Vysudeva, all of them, we question, no, there is no fault of it, it was fight, it was right. So you can reign over. So there it is said, Nishamma bhismoktam atha chutoktam pravitta vijnana vidhuta vibhram. He understood that when such great personalities are giving their opinion that it was no wrong on my part, then he agreed. Sasasagamindra ivajitasraya. Indra iva ajitasraya. Indra, the king of heaven, he ruled over this planet as perfectly as the heavenly king Indra does. How? Ajitasraya, completely being devoted. So the king can rule over the country, why country, the world over. He takes shelter of Krishna Ajita, and it means Krishna conscious, God conscious. Such person, as they are advised in the Shastra, then they can rule over any part of the world, of the whole world, exactly like Indra, the king of heaven. He is ruling over perfectly. Paridhupantyam anujan bhartit. So in this way, Maharaja Yudhisthira, after being enlightened by what was spoken by Bhismadeva and Lord Sri Krishna, the infallible, engaged himself in matters of perfect knowledge because all his misgivings were eradicated. Thus he ruled over the earth and seas and was followed by his younger brother. The ideal king, like Yudhisthira, he can rule over not only over the land, over the seas, all over the planet. This is the idea. The modern English law of primogeniture, or the law of inheritance by the firstborn, was also prevalent in those days when Maharaja Yudhisthira ruled the earth and the seas. That means whole planet, including the seas. In those days, the king of Hastinapur, now part of New Delhi, was the emperor of the world, including the seas, up to the time of Maharaj Parikshit. The grandson of Maharaj Yudhisthira his younger brothers were acting as his minister and commanders of state, and there was full cooperation between the perfectly religious brothers of the king. Maharaja Yudhisthira was the ideal king or representative of Lord Sri Krishna. The king should be the representative of Krishna, to rule over the kingdom of earth, and was comparable to King Indra, the representative ruler of the heavenly planet. The demigods like Indra, Chandra, Surya, Varuna, Vayu, etc. are representative kings of different planets of the universe. And similarly, Maharaja Yudhisthira was also one of them, ruling over the kingdom of the earth. Maharaja Yudhisthira was not a typically unenlightened political leader of modern democracy. Maharaja Yudhisthira was instructed by Bhismadeva and the infallible Lord also, and therefore he had full knowledge of everything in perfection. The modern elected executive head of the state is just like a puppet because he has no kingly power. Even if he is enlightened like Maharaja Yudhisthira, he cannot do anything out of his own goodwill due to his constitutional position. Therefore, there are so many states over the earth quarreling because of ideological differences or other selfish motives. But a king like Maharaja Yudhisthira had no ideology of his own. He had but to follow the instruction of the infallible Lord and the Lord's representative and the authorized agent Bhismadeva. It is instructed in the Shastras that one should follow the great authority and the infallible Lord without any personal motive and manufacture ideology. Therefore, it was possible for Maharaja Yudhisthira to rule the whole world, including the seas, because the principles were infallible and universally applicable to everyone. The conception of one world state can only be fulfilled if we can follow the infallible authority. An imperfect human being cannot create an ideology acceptable to everyone. Only the perfect and the infallible can create a program which is applicable at every place and can be followed by all in the world. It is the person who rules and not the impersonal government. If the person is perfect, the government is perfect. If the person is a fool, the government is a fool's paradise. That is the law of nature. There are so many stories of imperfect kings or executive heads. Therefore, the executive head must be a trained person like Maharaja Yudhisthira, and he must have the full autocratic power to rule over the world. The conception of a world state can take shape only under the regime of a perfect king like Maharaja Yudhisthira. The world was happy in those days because there are kings like Maharaja Yudhisthira to rule over the world. Let this king follow Maharaja Yudhisthira and show an example of how monarchy can make a perfect state. There is instruction in the Shastras, and if he follows, he can do that. He has got the power. Then, because he was so perfect king, then representative of Krishna, therefore, Kamam Bhavarsa Purjanna. Purjanna means rainfall. So, rainfall is the basic principle of supply of all necessities of life. Rainfall. Therefore, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Annat bhavanti bhutani purjannat anna sambhava. If you want to make people happy, and both man and animal, there are animals also, they have these rascal state executive, sometimes they make a show of benefit for the men, but no benefit for the animal. Why? Why this injustice? They are also born in this land, they are also living entity. They may be animal, they have no intelligence. They have intelligence, not as good as of man. That does it mean that a regular slaughterhouse should be constructed for killing them? Is that justice? Huh? Not only that, anyone, if he comes to this state, the king should give him shelter. Why distinction? Anyone takes shelter. Sir, I want to live in your state. So you must be given all facilities. Why this? No, you cannot come. You are American, you are Indian, you are this. No? There are so many things. But actually they follow the principles, the Vedic principles. The ideal king will be a good leader and nature will help. Therefore it is said that during the reign of Maharaja Yudhisthira, Kamang Babar Saparjanna Sarva Kama Dugha Mahi, the earth. You get all your necessities from the earth. It does not fall from the sky. Yes, it falls from the sky in the form of rain. But they do not know the science, that how things are coming from earth by the different arrangement. Under certain conditions the rain falls, astral influence, then so many things are produced, the valuable stones, the pearls. They do not know how these things are coming. So therefore, if the king is pious to help him, the nature also cooperates. And the government is impious, the nature will not cooperate. That is also information in the 4th canto, I think. King Krsna, he was going to punish the earth. And he said, this is my duty. All the demands there are, I must restrict supply. And these people, they do not, they think they send to a resolution in the parliament, they will make everything. And they may become all rascals. This will not make the world happy. They will simply deteriorate more and more. They do not know. Here it is. Kamam Babar Sapujnam. Bhagavan Krishna also said, Annan Bhavanti Bhutani. Krishna never says the factory will make the people healthy and strong. Never said. These rascals are after factories. How the people will be happy? Ugra karma. Everyone will be unhappy, dissatisfied, no natural growth. Why Krishna has said that open factories for economic development, nowhere you will find. Neither in the Shastra. Here it is said that all economic development will be complete simply by regular rainfall. Kamang Babar Sapujanya. Kamang means all necessities. They do not know. The modern people, scientists, philosophers, politicians, they do not know this. Kamang means necessities of life. We have got so many things. But how it will be supplied? Here is clearly said, Kamang Babar Sapujanya. And how Purjanna will be regular? Jagya Bhavati Purjanna. Where is that program? Where is Jagga? In the Kali Yuga, other Jaggas are very difficult to perform. There is no money, there is no qualified Brahmana. Therefore, this Jagga, Jaggai Sankirtanai Praji, Jajanti Hisumedas. Those who have got drain substance, not cow dung, they will take this process. Jaggai. Let everyone chant Hare Krishna, home to home. Whatever they have got all night, just begin chanting. Just see what happens. We are trying to introduce this chanting. But the rascals will not take it. What can be done? There is no loss if they chant Hare Krishna worldwide. Where is the loss? But still there is not. and everything can be had. Sarvakama dudha mahi. Mahi. Krishna, how he has arranged this mahi. Everything is coming. Actually you find that the rose flower is coming, the mine is coming, the gold is coming, the coal is coming, the petrol is coming, everything is there in the mahi. And who has arranged it? Let's see. Sarvakama dudha mahi. And if there is regular waterfall, then you get everything supplied. And by performing yoga, you get regular waterfall, rainfall. And in this age, all other types of yoga is not possible. Harim Nama, Harim Nama, Harim Nama, Kevalam, Kalu, Nasti, Nasti, Nasti. So introduce this. And what is their loss? If everyone, home to home, work to work, factory to factory, let them be factory. But chant Bhismadeva. Let all the factory members be engaged in chanting and supplying them prasadam. You see, there will be no more strike, there will be no more communistic movement. Everything is there, provided they take it. So this is not a sentimental fanaticism, religious movement. It is a scientific movement for the good of the whole world. That you have to convince by our character, by our behavior, that people will accept it. They think it is another type of religious. So religious means fanaticism. It is not that. Just like they fought the Mohammedans and the Christians, they were fighting. It is that.
Only words.
Crusade. These British has created this religious fight between Hindus and Muslims. Before that there was no in the history, religious fight. In the history of the whole India. The Mahabharata Kurukshetra fight was a political fight. There was not a religious fight. On the basis of that you are Hindu, I am Muslim, therefore you must fight. There is no such fight. In a material platform, your interest, my interest, sometimes clash there may be fight. But why fight and religious means God consciousness? If everyone is God, then where is the question of fight?